Hello, it's David Pagan Butler here. I'm going to show you how to make a skimmer that is powered by air, powered by bubbles. Now, this is a very simple way of doing it. This is a standard pool skimmer. It cost me about £22, and this normally fits into the wall of a swimming pool, sort of like that. This is the flange that goes on the front. The water comes in here. It's got a flap that floats up and down on the surface of the water there, and debris is collected in the basket. This basket which comes out. Now, normally water is pumped out the bottom here, so this is connected to a conventional swimming pool type pump here, which is taking the water away and allowing water to come in. But of course we're doing bubbles, so we're going to use a very different system. So what that entails is you need to cut this off. Well, you need to cut that off really, because it won't fit inside the box, and the box is key to it. Put that there for a moment. Okay. When I say box, I mean water tank. This is a normal 5-gallon water tank. And forget about the wood on the side there, because I've been using this in situ and I've just taken it apart, so that wood is already there. So normally it's just a plastic box. As you see, I've already prepared some holes in it. Here we've cut a square out so that the skimmer can fit in there. But because of this on here, for this particular tank, it's not actually going to fit in very well, so it's better just to chop that off. Okay, so we're going to cut that off, and we need to allow water to go in a different way. So we're going to drill holes with a hole saw in the side here. I'll just show you that. So it's very easy. You should really mark it, but for this I'm just going to quickly. There we go. Okay, so there's one hole. Just shows how it's done anyway. So we're going to put lots of holes in around there and saw that off. And you just saw that off with a normal saw. I'll just start it, but I'm not going to. That sort of thing. Get the idea. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, and then we'll end up with. Here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah. Flat basket. So I've sawn that pipe attachment off the bottom here, and then I've actually used a hole saw just to clean that up and put another hole in there. And here I put 1, 2, 3, 4 other holes around the outside. That's more than enough. And then this will now nicely fit inside this box. Okay. And those holes being in the bottom there will allow water to come out. I'm talking about these holes. Okay. As you may have spotted, there's already holes in this tank. Now what I've done, I've got these flanges for 4-inch pipe, 110mm pipe. They have a flange that goes on there. I was talking about 4-inch pipe. Oh, that's it. This stuff, okay. Yeah, normal soil drainage pipe. These flanges fit on there, obviously, like that. Yep. So this flange is going to fit. It's going to fit on here. Okay. Well, first of all, before we do that, we drill a 17mm hole, right, a 3-inch hole with a hole saw like that, connected to a drill like that, through there. Okay, and I put the flange on there, just drawn around the inside there, and put a line, and I've done other holes all around the outside there. The reason will become apparent, but probably not at the moment. So that flange is going to fit on there, and so there we go. This is what I've done. I've put one of these flanges on a piece of pipe that's about whatever 70 centimeters long. Basically, you want it as long as you can get it for the particular situation. So this is ultimately going to end up sort of like that. Okay. So overall depth probably ends up about 1 meter. So one of these flanges is on top of this length of pipe here, and in fact I've put another flange on the bottom here, and this flange I've just trapped a solid piece of plastic. So this is just being used as an end cap. It also makes a very nice stand in the end, so I like this way of making an end cap. So now we've got a flange on the 4-inch pipe, and then we can just connect it to what we've prepared here. There's the basket. So there's the flange that's come off it. That goes on there. We'll line up the holes. One hole in. Sorry you can't see this, a bit boring I know. Maybe boring, but it actually save you a fortune and create something that doesn't otherwise exist. Okay, I'm just going to do this by hand because there we go. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to put a couple in, so don't worry. I can fast forward this video at this point. Right. Okay, so I've just put that flange in roughly, and the box is now stuck to that. Of course, do it. There's 6 screws to go in there, and then that'll be held securely in position. Now what we've got here is a 3-inch hole in the middle there, surrounded by other holes. And the reason for that is that what we're going to do, we're going to use this 4-inch pipe as sort of an outer sort of water reservoir really, and then put in a 3-inch pipe down the centre like that. Okay. Now that means that what's going to ultimately happen is water is going to be drawn out, but it's going to be drawn out from the bottom here. So this effectively makes a sort of U-bend. Water from here comes down and then comes up. The reason for that is that an airlift pipe needs height in order to have any real suction. So this is a way of adding height to an otherwise shallow box. Okay. Now we've got this through. The other subtlety with this, I've just cut a section there, and then with a heat gun I've just rolled that round, and that is just to trap an air stone. That one's a bit too big, but well, that would work. That would just stop the air stone coming out the bottom, yeah, and allow water to go in there. Okay, so that will rest like that. I'll take that off now. So that drops into here. Okay, so that's dropped in there. Yeah. Now there's some other fittings, some other little bits and bobs. We've got a swept T-fitting. That's going to go on the top there. But actually, before I do that, I've just put this other little piece with bent. It's got a bit of an angle on it. And that just pushes in there, and then put this on the top, and then push the other one in. It's a bit awkward because it's at an angle. It doesn't really want to go. There we go. And then this just to bring the height of that fitting up to near the surface, because we don't want water bubbling out. Okay. So that is there. And then it just remains to put our prepared skimmer in here, flange on the front, okay, and that just goes on with a few screws, well, I'm going to say a few screws. How many are there? 10. So that may take a while if I'm doing that. Okay, so the skimmer is now in place. Yeah, underneath you can see the skimmer has then got the holes, so it's the water can come in, go into the bottom of the skimmer, and fill the tank. Yeah. Well, this is all going to be submerged in water. So anyway, there'll be water all throughout there, and then this airlift pump is going to pump water up and pump it out the back. The water is going to come in here, into the tank, down to the bottom here, back up, whoop, and then out the side there. Okay. This is the skimmer flange or flap. There we go. Okay, so that's going to float up and down on the surface. Okay, well that's basically it. So I'm going to put this is why these pieces of wood here, so I can actually fix this to the end of the jetty. We'll see if it works, okay?
The basket in, and then this air stone is a cylindrical air stone, 1 inch diameter. Put that in there. And there we see the surface debris being taken in and ending up in the basket.